Ladies and gentlemen, while everyone else is making noise, trying to prove they're winning, the real winners are moving in silence and letting their results do the talking. While the loud ones are announcing every small victory, the silent ones are compiling massive wins that speak for themselves. While the world is shouting for attention, true greatness is working quietly and dominating completely. You don't need to be lewd to be powerful. You don't need to announce every move to be dangerous. You don't need constant validation to be victorious. Because at the end of the day, at the end of the battle, at the end of the war, silence always wins. It is the foundation of silent victory. You want to know the difference between people who are actually winning and people who just talk about winning? It's silence. Real winners don't need to announce their victories because their victories announce themselves. Genuine champions don't need to broadcast their success because their success broadcasts itself. True greatness doesn't need a megaphone because greatness speaks in a Xenon voice so powerful that silence is louder than any sound. When you're really winning, when you're genuinely seeding, when you're authentically dominating, you don't need to tell anyone. They can see it, they can feel it, they can't extol it. The foundation of silent victory is understanding that noise is often a compensation for lack of substation. People who are truly successful don't need to constantly tell you they're successful. People who are genuinely confident don't need to constantly prove they're confident. People who are actually winning don't need to constantly announce they're winning. The loudest person in the room is rarely the most powerful. The person making the most noise is usually the one with the least results. The individual seeking the most attention is typically the one achieving the least success. Silence is the language of true power because power doesn't need translation, explanation, or amplification. Silent victory also means understanding that the work speaks louder than VRDS. When you're actually putting in the EFF words, when you're genuinely making progress, when you're really building something significant, you don't have time to announce it because you're too busy doing it. Every minute spent talking about what you're doing is a minute not spent actually doing what you need to do. Every second spent seeking validation for your work is a second stolen from the work itself. Every moment invested in announcing your plans is a moment diverted from executing your plans. Winners understand this. Champions recognize this. Silent victors live this. The foundation includes recognizing that silence is strategic. It's not about being shy, insecure, or passive. It's about being deliberate, calculated, and powerful. Silent victory is active, not passive. It's intentional, not accidental. It's strategic, not coincidental. When you move in silence, you maintain control, you preserve your energy, you protect your plans, you keep your advantage. You remain unpredictable, you stay dangerous. The moment you start announcing everything, you lose these strategic benefits. You become predictable. You become vulnerable. You become manageable. Silent victory is rooted in self-validation rather than external validation. when you need people to acknowledge your wins, when you require others to celebrate your success, when you demand recognition for your achievements, giving away your power. You're making your satisfaction dependent on other people's resources. You're allowing external forces to determine your internal state. But when you validate yourself, when you celebrate your own progress, when you recognize your own growth, you become truly powerful. Your satisfaction comes from within. Your confidence is unfettered. Your power is yours alone. The foundation also includes understanding that results are the only evidence that matters. You can talk about your goals all day long. You can announce your plans on every platform available. You can broadcast your intentions to everyone who will listen. But at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is results. Did you achieve what you said you would achieve? Did you accomplish what you claimed you would accomplish? Did you deliver what you promised you would deliver? Silent winners don't waste energy on what is, because they're investing all their energy in results. They understand that one victory in silence is worth more than 1,000 promises spoken loud. Silent victory means understanding that greatness has its own gravity. When you're truly great at something, when you've achieved genuine mastery, when you've created real value, people are drawn to you without you seeking them. Opportunities find you without you chasing them. Recognition comes to you without you demanding it. This is the natural law of excellency. It attracts attention without seeking attention. It commands respect without demanding a respect. It generates influence without manipulating for influence. Greatness doesn't need to be loud because greatness creates its own momentum. The discipline of operating in silence. Operating in silence requires extraordinary discipline. In a world that constantly demands you share, post, update, and broadcast, maintaining silence takes tremendous strategizing. It requires you to resist the addiction to validation, overcome the need for approval, and transcend the desire for constant recognition. This discipline is what separates those who achieve lasting success from those who achieve temporary attention. The discipline starts with controlling the impulse to announce your every move. Every time you accomplish something, the immediate urge is to tell someone. You want to post it on social media. You want to text your friends. You want to share it with your network. But this impulse, this need for immediate acknowledgement is what weakens your power. Silent operators have trained themselves to resist this IMP lust. They've learned to find satisfaction in the achievement, IT self, rather than in the announcement of the achievement. They've developed the discipline to let their work speak rather than speaking about their work. Operating in silence also requires the discipline to ignore provocations. People will try to make you respond. They'll question your silence. They'll doubt your progress. They'll challenge your claims. The undisciplined person feels compelled to defend, explain, and justify. But silent winners understand that responses drain energy. Explanations waste time. Justifications demonstrate weakness. The discipline is in maintaining your silence, even when provoked, continuing your work, even when questioned. staying your course even when challenged. Your silence in the face of provocation is not weakness, it's ultimate strength. The discipline of silent operation includes resisting the comparison trap. When you're constantly seeing what others are doing, what they're achieving, what they're announcing, it's tempting to measure yourself against their public success. But silent winners understand that public displays are often misleading. What people show is rarely the full picture. What they announce is often exaggerated. What they broadcast is frequently curated. Silent operators focus on their own metrics, their own progress, their own journey. They don't waste energy comparing their behind the scenes to everyone else's accolade reel. Operating in silence also requires discipline in celebration practices. When you achieve something significant, you must celebrate, but the discipline is in how you celebrate. Silent winners celebrate prettily before celebrating publicly. They process their victory internally before announcing it externally. They give themselves time to appreciate the achievement without immediately diluting that satisfaction by seeking external validation. This disciplined approach to celebration preserves the purity of your satisfaction and protects your motivation from becoming dependent on others' responses. The discipline includes maintaining silence during the struggle. It's easy to stay silent when you're winning, but the real test of discipline is maintaining silence when you're struggling. When things aren't going well, the temptation is to explain, justify, or seek sympathy. But silent operators understand that public struggle invites public judgment. Private struggle allows private adjustment. The discipline is in working through difficulties in silence, learning from failures in privacy, and emerging with solutions rather than excuses. Silent operation also demands discipline in information sharing. Not everyone needs to know what you're working on. Not everyone deserves to understand your strategy. Not everyone should have access to your plans. Silent winners are selective about what they share and with whom they share it. They understand that information is power, and giving information away carelessly is giving power away. The discipline is in maintaining strategic silence about your methods, your approaches, and your tactics while letting your results speak for themselves. The discipline of operating in silence includes managing your online presence. In the age of social media, silence is revolutionary. Every platform is designed to make you share. Every notification is engineered to make you respond. Every feature is built to make you broadcast, but silent operators resist these pulls. They use social media strategically rather than compulsively. They share results rather than proxies. They post with purpose rather than from habit. They control their digital presence rather than letting it control them. It is tragic how you are of silent movement. Silent movement is not just psychologically satisfying. It's strategically superior. When you operate in silence, you gain advantages that loud operators never experience. These advantages are not just theoretical, they're practical, tactical, and powerful. Understanding these strategic benefits helps you maintain your discipline even when silence feels uncomfortable. The first strategic advantage is unpredictably. When people don't know what you're working on, they can't predict your next move. When competitors don't understand your strategy, they can't counter your approach. When doubters don't see you coming, they can't prepare for your arrival. Unpredictability is a tremendous advantage in any competitive E&V eliminate. Silent movers leverage this advantage automatically. They appear out of nowhere with results that nobody saw coming. They emerge unexpectedly with achievements that surprise everyone. This element of surprise multiplies their impact. Silent movement also provides protection from interference. For a friend, the moment you announce your plans, you invite opinions. You open yourself to criticism. You create opportunities for others to discourage, distract, or derail you. But when you move in silence, you protect your plans from this interference. You build without interruption. You execute without distraction. You progress without obstruction. Oisasi? Sessaskyo. But by the time others realize what you've built, it's too late for them to stop you. This protection is invaluable for maintaining momentum and achieving breakthrough results. The strategic power includes maintaining competitive advantage. In business, in sports, in any competitive field, your methods are your advantage. When you operate loudly, you give away your secrets. You broadcast your strategies. You reveal your approaches. Competitors can study your methods and replicate your success. But silent operators protect their competitive edge. They keep their methods plotting. They guard their strategies carefully. They reveal only results while concealing process. By the time competitors figure out how they did it, silent winners have already evolved to the next level. Silent movement also creates psychological pressure on competitors. When you're moving in silence, when people know you're working but don't know exactly what you're building, it creates uncertainty in their minds. They wonder what you're up to. They question whether they should be worried. They feel pressure without knowing exactly where it's coming from. This psychological advantage can cause competitors to make mistakes. They might overreact to imagined threats. They might waste resources preparing for scenarios that never materialize. Meanwhile, you're focused entirely on your actual work without wasting energy on mind games. The strategic power of silence includes preserving energy. Every conversation about your work drains energy. Every explanation of your plans consumes resources. Every defense of your choices depletes your reserves. But silent operators conserve this energy for actual execution. They don't waste mental bandwidth on managing perceptions. They don't expend emotional energy on seeking validation. They channel by friendly bite of the resources into the work itself. This energy advantage compounds over time. While others are exhausted from talking, silent movers are energized by doing. Silent movement also allows for flexible pivoting. When you've publicly committed to a specific direction, Changing course feels like failure. You face the embarrassment of publicly reversing your proposition. You endure the criticism of those who warned you against your original path. But silent operators maintain flexibility. They can adjust strategy without public scrutiny. They can change direction without explaining why. They can abandon approaches that aren't working without admitting defeat. This flexibility is crucial in rapidly changing ENV arrangements, where adaptation is key to survival. The strategic advantage includes building mystery. Humans are naturally drawn to the toughness. When people can't quite figure you out, when they don't fully understand what you're doing, when they can't predict what comes next, they become intrigued. This mystery gives you psychological leverage. People pay attention to those who are mysterious. They respect those who are unpredictable. They fear those who are unknown. Silent operators naturally cultivate this mystery and leverage it for strategic advantage. TRG reality OF results over the word error H rhetoric. At the end of the day, results are the only thing that matters. Not your intentions, not your promises, not your announcements, not your explanations. Just results. This is why silence wins. Because silence allows you to focus all your energy on producing results rather than producing rhetoric. When you understand that results are the ultimate currency, silence becomes your natural language. The reality is that talk is cheap. Anyone can make promises. Anyone can announce intentions. Anyone can claim they're going to achieve something. Talk requires no skill. Speech demands no proof. Words cost nothing. But results, results require work. Results demand effort. Results cost time, energy, and sacrifice. This is why there are so many talkers, but so few doers. This is why there's so much noise, but so little substance. This is why silence wins, because silent operators are busy producing what loud people are busy promising. Results over rhetoric means understanding that one tangible achievement is worth more than 1,000 verbal promises. You can talk about starting a business for years, or you can silently build a business and show revenue. You can announce your fitness goals on every platform, or you can silently transform your body and show results. You can broadcast your learning journey, or you can silently acquire knowledge and demonstrate expertise. Silent winners choose substance over appearance. They choose results over rhetoric. They choose doing over saying. The reality also includes understanding that results create credibility while rhetoric creates skepticism. When someone is constantly talking about what they're going to do, people become skeptical. They start doubting whether anything will actually happen. They begin questioning whether the person is serious or just seeking attention. But when someone operates in silence and emerges with results, its credibility is instant. People can't argue with tangible outcomes. They can't dismiss actual achievements. They can't debate real success. Results create undeniable credibilities that no amount of talk can match. Results over rhetoric means recognizing that actions speak louder than words, but results speak loudest of all. You can talk about your work ethic, or you can demonstrate it through achievement. You can announce your commitment, or you can prove it through persistence. You can claim you're dedicated, or you can show it through results. Silent operators let their results do the talking because results speak in a language everyone understands. Results require no translation. Results need no explanation. Results transcend all arguments. The reality includes accepting that some people will never believe in you until they see results. They won't believe your plans. They won't trust your promises. They won't accept your words. And that's fine. Silent winners don't waste energy trying to convince doubters. They don't expend effort seeking belief from skeptics. They focus entirely on producing results because they know that results convert doubters faster than any argument. When you emerge with undeniable success, even your harshest critics must acknowledge reality. Results over rhetoric also means understanding that your results will outlast any word test. People forget what you said. They forget what you promises. They forget what you uncd. But they remember what you achieve well. They remember the results you produced. They remember the value you create. This is why building in silence is building for legacy. Your results become your testimony. Your achievements become your story. Your success becomes your memories, and it's a message that never needs updating, explanation, or defense. Okay? The reality is that results compound while rhetoric fades. Every result you produce builds on previous results. So every achievement creates momentum for the next achievement. Every success opens doors to greater success. This compounding effect is why silent winners pull so far ahead over time. While loud people are still talking about their first goal, silent operators have quietly achieved 10 goals and are working on their 11th. Results have compounding power that rhetoric will never possess. THC transformation into silent dominance, when you embrace silence as your operating system, when you commit to results over rhetoric, when you dedicate yourself to action over announcement, you transform into something powerful, a silent dominating force that wins without words, succeeds without scorn, and conquers without celebration. This transformation is not instant, but it's inevitable for those who commit to the path of silent victory. The transformation begins with a shift in your source of satisfaction. Initially, you derive satisfaction from external validation, likes, comments, praise, recognition. But as you embrace silence, your satisfaction source becomes internal. You find joy in the work, IT self. You celebrate private progress. You appreciate personal growth. This internal satisfaction is deeper, more sustainable, and more powerful than external validation could ever be. It makes you independent of others' opinions and immune to their judgments. Silent dominance also transforms your relationship with failure. When you operate loudly, failure is a public. It's embarrassing. It's devastating. But when you operate in silence, failure is the permailade. It's educational. It's manageable. This transformation in how you experience failure allows you to take more risks, experiment more freely, and learn more rapidly. You fail forward in silence. You fail for silence, facing things. Forward in silence. Use thin space and say, it's a pix. In ik silence. While loud operators fail backward in public. This difference in failure experience accelerates your growth exponentially. The transformation includes developing unshakable confidence. Confidence built on external validation is fragile. It depends on constant reinforcement. It requires regular praise. But confidence built through silent achievement is unshakable. When you've produced results without seeking recognition, when you've achieved success without announcing intentions, when you've built something significant without broadcasting progress, you develop quiet confidence that cannot be touched by criticism, doubt, or negativity. This confidence is earned, not given. It's proven, not claimed. It's real, not performative. Silent dominance transforms how others perceive you. People start seeing you as someone who delivers rather than someone who promises. They view you as someone with substance rather than just style. They recognize you as someone who's dangerous rather than just loud. This shift in perception changes how opportunities come to you. Instead of having to sell yourself, people seek you out. Instead of having to prove yourself, your results speak for themselves. Instead of having to compete for attention, attention naturally flows to you. The transformation also includes developing strategic patience. Loud operators need immediate results. They crave instant recognition. They demand quick validation. But silent dominators understand that significant achievements take time. They're willing to work for months or years without public acknowledgement. They're comfortable investing effort without immediate return. This patience is a competitive advantage. While others are chasing quick wins for social media posts, silent dominators are building sustainable success that compounds over decades. Silent dominance transforms your work quality. When you're not working for external validation, when you're not creating for likes, when you're not building for happy pillars, you can focus on true excellence. You can pursue mastery without compromise. You can maintain standards without pressure. This focus on quality over quantity, substance over appearance, excellence over popularity, creates work that stands the test of time. Your silent work outlasts loud people's noise. The transformation includes becoming a magnet for other silent winners. As you establish yourself as someone who operates with quiet powers, you attract others who value the same aspiration. You build relationships with people who understand that silence is strategy, that results matter more than rhetoric, that substance from styles. These relationships become your true network, not based on mutual validation, but on mutual respect for genuine achievement. THE victoriously LAP in silence E, even in victory, even after achieving significant success, even when you've earned the right to celebrate silence wins. The way you handle success determines whether you maintain success or lose it to arrogance. The way you manage victory determines whether it's a stepping stone or a stumbling block. The way you process achievement determines whether it propels you forward or holds you. Silent victory extends beyond the achievement itself. to how you handle the achievement's aftermath. The victory lap in silence means celebrating privately before celebrating publicly. When you achieve something significant, your first celebration should be with yourself, acknowledging your effort, appreciating your growth, recognizing your progress. This private celebration preserves the purity of your satisfaction. It keeps your joy authentic. It maintains your motivation internal. Only after this private processing should you consider any public acknowledgements yan, and even then, with strategic restraint. Silent victory also means staying humble in success. The moment you start bragging, you lose respect. The instant you begin boasting, you create resentment. The second you start flaunting, you invite attacks. But when you handle success with quiet dignity, when you acknowledge achievements with humble gratitude, when you treat victory as a checkpoint rather than a destination, you maintain respect, build admiration, and create momentum for future success. The victory lap in silence includes protecting yourself from complacency. Public celebration often leads to satisfaction that kills motivation. When you've announced your success to everyone, when you've received all the praise, when you've basked in all the glory, it's easy to become complacent. But silent victors avoid this trap. They celebrate privately, acknowledge briefly, then return immediately to the work. They understand that today's victory is just preparation for tomorrow's challenge. Silent victory also means letting your results create their own BUZs. You don't need to announce your success. Your success announces itself. People notice genuine achievement. They recognize real success. They observe tangible episodes. When you've built something significant, when you've achieved something meaningful, when you've created something valuable, word spreads naturally. You don't need to be your own publicist when your work is its own adabaliance. The victory lap in silence includes maintaining strategic mastery even after emerging. You reveal your results without revealing all your masterminds. You showcase your achievements without exposing all your secrets. You demonstrate your success without documenting your entire journey. This maintained mystery preserves your competitive advantage, protects your intellectual property, and keeps people in assured about what you'll do next. Silent victory means understanding that the win is just the beginning. Each achievement is not an endpoint, but a milestone. Each success is not a destination, but a waypoint. Each victory is not a conclusion, but a foundation for the next challenge. Silent victors maintain this perspective. They don't rest on laurels. They don't get comfortable with achievement. They don't stop at success. They use each win as fuel for the next pursuit. TSG, final truth. Silence always wins. This is the ultimate reality. This is the final truth. This is the unshakable principle. Silence always wins, not sometimes. Not USUly. Always. In the long run, in the final analysis, in the ultimate accounting, those who move in silence operate with discipline, focus on results over rhetoric, and let their achievements speak for themselves will always outperform those who are loud. Seek constant validation and waste energy on appearance over substance. Silence wins because it's EFF efficient. Every unit of energy spent on noise is energy not spent on work. Every moment invested in announcement is a moment stolen from execution. Silent operators channel byte of their resources toward actual equivalent. Loud operators divide their resources between doing and telling. This efficiency advantage compounds over time, creating a gap that becomes bridgeable. Silence wins because it's sustainable. Loud operation requires constant energy. You must constantly feed the beast of external validation. You must perpetually maintain your public image. You must continuously manage others' burdens. This is exhausting. Eventually, loud operators burn out. But silent operation is sustainable. It requires less energy because you're not managing appearance. It demands less effort because you're not seeking validation. It creates less stress because you're not worried about public perception. Silence wins because it's strategic. It provides advantages that loud operation cannot match: unpredictability, protection from interference, competitive advantage, preservation, psychological pressure on competitors, energy, conservation, that flexible pivoting, mystery cultivation. These strategic benefits are only available to those who operate in silent CE. Loud operators sacrifice these advantages for temporary attention. Silence wins because it focuses on what matters. In the end, only results matter, only achievements count, only tangible success endures. Silence keeps you focused on these realities. It prevents you from confusing activity with equivalent, noise with progress, talk with work. Silent operators maintain clarity about what matters because they are not distracted by the noise of validation seeking. Silence wins because it builds authentic confidence. Confidence earned through silent achievement is unshakable. It's based on real accomplishment, proven capable, demonstrated success. And this confidence can't be destroyed by criticism because it's not dependent on approval. It can't be shaken by setbacks because it's built on a foundation of overcoming challenges. Silent victors possess confidence that loud operators can never match. Silence wins because it creates lasting EGC. People forget noise. They forget announcements. They forget clubs. But they remember results. They remember achievements. They remember genuine success. Silent victors build legacies through subtastion. Their achievements speak across time. Their results testify across generations. Their success echoes through history, and it does so without ever needing to raise its voice. Right now, make the decision. Choose silence over noise. Choose results over rhetoric. Choose substance over style. Choose doing over saying. Choose achievement over announcement. Choose victory over validation. Become the silent force that dominates without words, succeeds without count, and conquers without celebration. Chasing greatness does't need to be lewd because silence always wins. Now go prove it through your results. Go demonstrate it through your achievements. Go show the world that the most powerful victories are the ones won in silence. Silence wins. Now go win in silence. Your results will speak louder than any words ever could. Now make it happen.